Hey everyone! So finally, I wanted to do this video podcast, and I'm doing it now. This is the first official video podcast. I don't have a name for it, but I'm going to name it somehow. I'm going to give it a name, and I always wanted to do this. I think in the back of my mind, and this is happening now. Although I do have to say that I still lack a couple of equipment, including the mic is not really working, which is fine. You know, this is like a baby step for me to do a video podcast. But I think I'm ready to go. How is everyone doing, by the way, on a Saturday night? I was supposed to have a date tonight with my girlfriend. But she told me that she was not feeling well, so we are having a date tomorrow. That's exactly why I changed the podcast to tonight. And I was running around, you know. I went to Whole Foods, fucking Whole Foods, man, and then I had to go to IKEA to get this goddamn this computer top, which is fucking amazing, and. Yeah, I put it together. In less than half an hour, which was fucking great. And I know I did a couple of videos. I think as a rehearsal to this. But those videos are now offline. I'm sorry to say that, because those were just rehearsals. It wasn't something that I wanted on my channel, which is Cooking So Simple, as you know. But I think I wanted more than Cooking So Simple. That's why I'm doing this podcast. What do I want to talk about today, or tonight, actually, on this beautiful Saturday night? Well, I think I want to talk about starting with my own life. I come from a very great area in mountains north of Pakistan, but it's unfortunate that the area is still not recognized as a legal, or what the fuck you call it, is a real part of the country. So people are very disenfranchised, and they feel. I mean, I don't want to talk about politics. I mean, that's the last thing I want to talk about. But I'm just saying that I think in the back of my mind, that's one of the issues in the land where I was born, where I was raised. And I had a great upbringing. I was spoiled as a fucking male child, but I had a great upbringing, except for some of the things which I had to do. I think I had to do with my dad, and I realized that because now that I have actually read. A great book by David Dieta, and I really, as a man, I really recommend it to all the heterosexual males out there, that they should read this book. It's not about sex. Well, it is about women, actually. It's about women, work, and spirituality. It's called The Way of the Superior Man, and it's a fucking great book. You should any guy who's into women and who wants to be successful in their work and in the world in general, whatever the fuck you're doing, whether you're an engineer, which I am, or a musician, or what the fuck you are, how to steer your ship, and that's a fucking great book I always recommend. I mean, I have to say that I wrote some books too, not books but booklets, and they're on Amazon if you want to, if you want to download them. But those are just jokes. Those are just like jokes and riddles and jokes. Like I would say, oh, I'm a salty god. What the fuck is a salty god? Well, the salty god is someone actually who was one of the Egyptian pharaohs, King Tut, who became Tutaris, and he became the Celtic god. And now there is actually a comet named after the Celtic god, Tutaris. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Tutaris? Is that I'm saying right? But just to speak my mind, I was actually, I ended up at Mr. Sunday, run by Justin Ammon, and I don't know. I have mixed feelings about Mr. Sunday. Like tomorrow's their gig, it's fucking awesome. People come out. There's music and there's whatever the fuck it is. But I don't know. I don't belong to the genre of the music that they play. And I found out through my friend Sean that that's like the schizo soul, which is I don't know what the fuck it is. Like going from beautiful melodies to a church music all of a sudden. You're like, what the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck just happened? So it's called schizo soul. I mean, I don't know what the fuck it is. But one thing I really wanted to mention before I can actually mention anything, and I have a lot to talk about, including my own life, of course, and what's happening now in the whole fucking world, more in terms of technology more than politics, because I really want to stay out of the fucking politics, because politics is actually bad for your mind, to be honest with you. Although you could say that it's very hard to not be aware of what's happening now with the fucking Comey and all that testimony and all that bullshit. But I would say that it's all bullshit. It's always bullshit. Politics is always fucking bullshit. I mean, you guys thought that Obama was going to fucking bring a revolution. He never even. I think I said that in my rehearsal videos. He never even apologized to the black people for what was done to them. And it's fucking appalling. I mean, I don't know. I guess it's appalling that nobody actually apologizes to them for what was done to them back in the days. And that may be the reformation that the black people or people of color or whatever, they are looking for, in terms of like somebody who would say, hey, listen, I'm sorry. As the leader of a nation, I mean, Trump would never fucking say that. He's a fucking lunatic. Trump is a lunatic, that's for sure. Again, I don't want to delve into politics too much, because that's not my cup of tea. I would rather want to discuss what the people on the forefront or the frontier of the technology, including space travel and bringing technology to this earth, to this planet, through their hard work and all that. But I do want to say something about what happened to fucking Bill Maher. Bill Maher made a fucking big mistake, man. And he's going through this bullshit. I mean he's going through this not bullshit, but this reformation, whatever it is. And I just watched his real time with Bill Maher. It happens on a Friday night. And so he made a mistake last Friday, not this Friday, but last Friday, when he had a senator or a governor from Nebraska over as one of the lead. You know how Bill Maher does his show is that he does, he would take 10 minutes to talk about what's happening in White House and with Trump and all that. Whatever the fuck, he has. And then he will bring an honorary guest before he can actually open the panel, and then he would talk to the panel, and he does his whole fucking spiel. But during his last Friday, during his conversations with his honorary guest, the first guest, the senator or the governor, I keep forgetting, he used the N word, and you don't do that, man. Don't fucking, you can't do that. If you are not black, you can't use that word, because once again, I have said that black people have gone through a lot of they've gone through a lot in this country. I mean, I consider more myself white, uh, uh, in a sense that I guess we were Caucasians, but I have talked about that in maybe down the road on this podcast. But especially if you're white, you can't use that word. You know, don't use that word. Don't, because black people have gone through a lot. You know, through white supremacy and all that fucking bullshit that happened down, especially in the South. You know, even to this day, you know, I heard that there were Confederate monuments that actually kind of fucking, you know, kind of a celebrating of the white Confederacy, and that's like fucking bullshit, you know. I think if you were to ask me what's my opinion on the political side, I'm on the truth side always. But the problem is, the truth side is that nobody listens to you. And I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit about politics. And I think I said that, and I should say that more often. I don't give a shit about politics, to be honest with you, because it really doesn't affect my life directly. You know, it doesn't fucking affect my life directly. So I don't give a shit about politics. Nor should you. As a conscious human being, you should actually follow your own path, follow your own direction as to what you want to do in your life, because that's more important than bullshit politics in Washington or whatever the fuck it is. Even like city politics, like De Blasio, and that's all fucking politics. Yeah, I mean, some of the guys that, you know, that they're doing good work. You know, energy efficiency and all that. When Trump actually, you know, he didn't want to be part of you know, the nations who want to be part of the deal, where they want to actually believe in climate change, and they want to enforce all these ideas, although nobody's enforcing anything. And but I as an engineer, I think I feel that yes, climate change is real. I think it is real. And the reason I say that real is that when I was growing up in fucking mountains, I remember it would snow every fucking winter, and it would snow a lot. And I remember sliding down the hill. You know, we didn't have any snowboards or anything, but you would just like fucking slide down, because, you know, it's fucking awesome. And then we would have, you know, we had these ponds where there was water to, I guess, to store, and then to feed the fields, you know, the crops and whatever the fuck it was in the mountains. And I remember that we would skate on that. Like literally in winters, it would be so fucking cold that the ice on those ponds, the water in those ponds would form into ice, would freeze, and then freeze to a point where we could actually walk on them, and then walk on it, and then we would just like fucking have fun, you know, where the fuck it is. It was like fucking sliding and skiing, where the fuck it was. I remember that from my childhood, but then I don't remember actually. I didn't remember actually that was happening uh, late when I was actually working there. When I had graduated from college with an engineering degree, and then and uh, and I don't think that was happening because there was some change in the climate. I don't know what the fuck it was. Which I understand now. Like we never like where I grew up, Hunza. It's in the north of Pakistan and south of Tajikistan, and the people there are different from, if you think about people from Pakistan. They're different and they look different too, and their culture and their food and all that. That's different. But besides the point, I think I was trying to make a point on the climate, and the climate is changing, and there is South Pole and North Pole ice is melting, and to a greater degree, and I think the future is which is now actually. I mean, the future is now, which is that we have to actually tend ourselves more towards the natural sources of energy, including solar, wind, water. Obviously, water we have already used. We had wind turbines. Water turbines and all that. And then Elon Musk. I don't know if you know Elon Musk. Elon Musk is a great guy. He's a fucking genius. He's probably the real Iron Man. He grew up in South Africa, but then he moved to U.S. and then he has some money from his father. I think, maybe I don't know, like $30,000, what the fuck it was, and he used that to actually generate and create a lot of technological companies, including I think he had a say in PayPal. I think PayPal actually he owned PayPal and he sold it, and then that's how he actually made the headlines and all that. So where are we going from here in terms of technology? And that's what I'm interested in. I don't really care about politics, because politics really, like, you have a bad guy like, did you guys know actually what happened to Nixon back in fucking 70s? I probably was like fucking 3 years old, in mountains. Forget Nixon. We didn't even have like running water to drink, we did have a radio, I think, and my dad and my uncle, they used to listen to BBC. If you don't know what BBC is, it's the British Broadcasting Company, which is partly funded by the government, of the people of UK. And by the way, I don't know what the fuck's happening in UK. Apparently Theresa May lost. I don't know what the fuck it was, man. I don't give a shit, to be honest with you. I don't give a shit about politics. I don't. Once again, nor you should, or should you, because politics is just bullshit. Politics is bullshit because unless you can, this is the point I wanted to make about politics and lawmakers in Washington and fucking White House is a fucking mess to begin with. Politics, if you want to be part of politics, I think you should really ask this question to yourself. Are you really sincere in what you want to do, or do you really want to just be a puppet? First to yourself and then to the public. First to yourself, when I say first to yourself, means that you want to be there because you just want to be, in front of the cameras, and you couldn't be, you want to do that because you couldn't be an actor in front of the cameras to public, and now this is what you want to do. because you couldn't do any better in your fucking life. Although some politicians are serious and they do want to bring a change. But for most part, I think it's just like a job, you know. Politician is he has a job or she has a job, and that's what it is. Uh, I don't relate to that. I don't fucking relate to that. I don't fucking relate to that. So I don't give a shit. I really do not give a shit. So what do I want to give a shit about? What do I want to give a shit about is my life. It's my life. What I want to do. What I'm interested in is, I think, to an extent, space travel. Why? Do you want to leave Earth? Do you want to leave Earth because it's whatever the fuck it is. People killing each other, and you want to be part of that? No, that's not the reason I want to leave Earth. Because once again, I have to quote Neil deGrasse Tyson. He's a fucking great. He's a fucking great astrophysicist, and he used to run the show called The Cosmos after Carl Sagan. I don't know if you know Carl Sagan, one of the other astrophysicists who is no longer with us. Means he's fucking dead. Period. But oh, by the way, so Neil deGrasse Tyson has a very interesting take on death. Because some guy, I think I said this before, some guy asked him, what do you do if you die and then you realize there's a God and you meet God? And he said, listen, I don't know if there's a God or if there's not a God, but what I want to do after my death is that I want to be buried, not cremated, because I have a lot of energy, just like any human being. The body, especially the physical body of an animal, and especially the human beings have, we have a lot of biological mechanics in our bodies. So everything has to come to an end, and when it comes to an end, we release a lot of energy into the atmosphere and whatever the fuck you call it. If you think about us human beings, we are just biological machines. That's what we are. Biological machines, but on top of that, I think we have a mind, which is our software, and a lot of people get into the mind part. What is mind, and how does it control our sense of being as monkeys? Because we actually grew out of monkeys, and how we actually came out here, and we made a lot of progress in the last, I would say, million years, when the Paleolithic, the lower Paleolithic period ended, and then that's when we started walking upright in Africa, and then came out into Middle East. And that's where we actually set up the family business, and that's where we actually started growing crops and also we started to having families. But that's the history of the humans on this planet. So what's next? I think I'm more interested in the next. And one of the things that I'm interested in, which are next, is technology. Technology, when I say technology, is technology actually makes a great impact on the human evolution, including computers, smartphones, and smart cars. By the way, I own a smart car, so I guess props for me. I own a fucking smart car, so props for me. And besides that, I think what's really going to drive this planet is in terms of technology is new frontiers. New frontiers. When I say new frontiers, is a lot of new development on the scale of humans finally landing on Mars, which I think is going to happen because finally we have to get the fuck out of the Earth's, whatever the fuck it is, orbit, the moon. Yeah, we went on the moon, but that was just moon. So, and we are talking about finding exoplanets. Exoplanets is I don't know if you know what exoplanet means. Is that an exoplanet is a planet that has the potential for life. An exoplanet is a planet that has potential for life and which is not part of the solar system. Because we know for sure that the only planet we have that has the potential, not only potential, but that has the life on a real scale is Earth, and no other planet. Although I have to contradict myself because I don't know because we have never landed on Mars, and apparently astrophysicists and astrobiologists are claiming that there might be a life on Mars, but that has to be yet discovered. What else? I mean, a lot of things have to be said as there should be. I don't want to sound like an astrophysicist because I'm not a fucking astrophysicist, and I'm just interested in space travel, and I'm pretty sure many of you do on that level. It's not a matter of running away from planet Earth, although many of you would feel like, yeah, I'm fucking running away from this planet because I can't deal with this bullshit that's happening, you know. That's not the point. The point is, I think I said that in my first video, the rehearsal video, that we are just discovering ourselves to a point where we are very capable of actually not time traveling, but traveling through the space into other venues and into other star systems within our own galaxy, which is Milky Way. And why am I interested in all that? Well, I mean, I'm interested in all that because I'm an engineer. You know, I'm a fucking engineer. So it's and if you think about it, this through in layman's term, what does it mean? Just imagine we discover another planet where there's life. Wouldn't that be fucking amazing? Wouldn't it be fucking amazing to actually find out that, yeah, oh fuck, we just discovered a planet that has life on it. I mean, that's life changing for this planet. That's like life changing for this whole fucking planet. So I think that's going to happen in the next, I don't know, like maybe I'll have to say maybe I don't know, 30 years, maybe 20 years, 30 years. But that's going to happen. And so I had to tell millennials, and you guys are fucking, you guys are fucking, lost in your own fucking life. And the millennials are the worst. I have to say that. I mean, they have the technology, they have the, they grew up with the phone, the smartphones and all that. But you know what? Why they are lost? Because they're fucking lost. That's it. I said it. Because they're lost. They're fucking lost. I grew up with Generation X. I was born in the '70s, and we actually fucking brought the revolution. If you think about it, I mean, I was born in 1973, but I wasn't part of the revolution. But I think I was part of the revolution in a sense that we stopped the war in Vietnam, and then they were real revolutionists who said, "Fuck you, man. We don't want this to happen on our behalf." What was happening in Vietnam, and I think the '60s and '70s psychedelic movement also helped that. And for the first time, women were actually allowed in colleges like Harvard and fucking where the fuck it is, Yale, and where the fuck it is, Uh, and so I think the '60s and '70s brought a real revolution to this planet. We went to moon, um, and then Star Wars happens, and then it revolutionized the culture on many levels. I think it did. Um, but now, so if you compare 1970s to now, um, yeah, we made a lot of progress in technology. I'm doing this podcast. If it wasn't for the technology, I wouldn't be able to do this podcast. But in terms of real evolution, when I say real evolution for human mind, have we actually achieved that? I don't think so. For many reasons. From what happened to Nixon fucking what the fuck it was to like when I say Nixon, because this country has a lot of influence on the planet, and many countries actually look up to this country. And now we have fucking Trump. I don't know what the fuck's going to happen. But in any case, so what happened in terms of like technology, and why did we fall into a fucking abyss of ignorance, fucking abyss of ignorance through Nixon, and then what the fuck's the guy's name? The guy who was the president for only one term, what's that fucking called in this country? Lame dunk, yeah, lame dunk president. Jimmy Carter, yeah, Jimmy Carter. Jimmy Carter, I don't know what the fuck it was, man. I think Jimmy Carter was good at like, oh yeah, I want to do this, philanthropy and all that, but he wasn't really good at running the country. I think that's why they fucking hated him. And then fucking Reagan came, and then he was like a puppet show, like a fucking puppet show. I think I can understand that. And then all these years until fucking Clinton came, and then it was all fucking whatever the fuck it was. But I think what one thing Clinton did really good was, what was happening with Serbians and the fucking Muslims and all that. The Serbians were like fucking killing all the Muslims and all that, and they bombed Serbia. And that, I think that was one thing that was really, 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 I think, justified. But besides that, when Bush came, and then fucking September 11th happens, and then everybody else is fucking bombed, whatever the fuck it was. Saddam Hussein, what the fuck, man. I mean, I don't want to get into that. But that's all fucking bullshit, because, well, no, it's not really bullshit. I mean, if you're a Muslim name after September 11th, then you're fucking screwed, you know. Because then you have to be careful in what you're doing, because I don't want to stereotype this again, but I think people would think of you as I don't know, as an intruder, whatever the fuck it is. And I actually came to this country. I was lucky, actually. I was lucky to actually came to this country, to come to this country before, like 15 days, or I don't know what the fuck it was, 16, 19 days before September 11th. This was 2001, you know, I came to school here. I came to go to school here, and then I was upstate, and then I was like fucking shocked. I don't want to exhume the dead bodies, but I think it did affect me. And I think it did affect everybody, and many people, including Americans, not only Muslims or people with Muslim names. It did affect a lot of people, I think, on many levels. And that was a moment of fucking, how do you call that? That was a fucking moment of a wake-up call, I think, for many reasons. And but now, when I think about it, when I think about what's happening now, 15 years after, or 16 years after, and what the fuck the Trump is doing, you know, like banning all these travelers from these Muslim countries, and I'm like, dude, you can't fucking do that, because that's fucking racist. Did you know that? Just like what what's his name said, Bill Maher said, you know, he used the N-word. That's fucking racist for a white guy to actually say that. Because there's a lot of, there's a lot of fucking tension and a lot of bullshit that has gone on in this country. So you have to be careful. And, in any case, so oh, by the way, tomorrow is a fucking great day. Apparently, it's going to be like in the I don't know. It's going to be in the early 90s. It's a fucking Sunday, June fucking 11th. That's what it is. Yeah, that's fucking June 11th. And yeah, my girlfriend is coming over, and then we're gonna have a good time. You know, we always have a good time, and I like her. I love her. She's fucking great, and I've been taking it a lot of easy, you know, because I don't want to fucking, you know, I don't want to fucking go out and fucking drink and like fucking whatever the fuck it is do. Unless I'm with a friend, and you know, we are having good conversation, and alcohol is not the topic of whatever the fuck it is. You know, it's not the center of universe. You know what I mean? So, and to that, I think I wanted to actually say something which is kind of important. I think it's more important than anything else. If you think about why do we have coffee or alcohol as the drug of choice on this planet, that would fucking blow your mind. Well, I mean, yeah, coffee. Why do you have to drink coffee to be up? Why? Does anybody have an answer to that? Coffee is a lot of caffeine. Why do you need to take caffeine? Because caffeine is addictive. So is alcohol. I'm not, listen, I'm not comparing caffeine to alcohol in the same sense, in the same genre, because alcohol is depressive and caffeine is, it makes you high and you're like, would you want to, you know what I mean? So, I don't know. I don't understand. I don't understand. So what is the solution? Because I think I said that in my rehearsal videos that this country is going through a lot of prescription drug problem, and it is becoming a lot of. It's actually getting a lot of news, to be honest with you, and I understand why, kind of, part. But then I'm going to be like, when is it? When are we? No, I'm just trying to mimic what's in it, fucking George Carlin from the 1970s when he did the fucking, a video on our stand-up comedy on time. Like that's one of the fucking great videos, great stand-ups. I fucking love. George Carlin has a great influence on the circle of comics, not comics, but comedians and all that. People, if you're into comedians who do stand up, then yeah, he's a fucking amazing guy. You should actually watch his videos from the 70s, because I think later in his life he got all upset with the fucking what the fuck it was. When you grow up old, you get upset at many things. So I think that's what it was. He was like kind of getting angry on the fucking, on the podium and all that. But yeah, I can see that. But other than that, I think he's a fucking great comedian. What else? What else I wanted to talk about? What else I wanted to talk about is I went to Colorado. I told you guys I went to Colorado, and I think I fucking loved it. I felt like I was home. I was in the fucking mountains with my girlfriend first, who I was dating at that time, and then my friend Brett, he came from fucking where the fuck he was on the West Coast in California, and I had a great time. I had a fucking great time in Colorado. And I'm actually going to Colorado end of August, I think. Although I have to change the dates. I think I have to change the fucking dates, because I don't want to be there before the weekend before the Labor Day, because I don't want to be here the long weekends. I just want to be out of the fucking city when it's a long weekend. So yeah, that's what I want to do, and I also want to. I think I also want to explore something in the realm of the not comedy, but in the realm of the well, I mean, not physics or astrophysics, but people who are actually doing some work in the fields of the new technologies. When I say new technologies, it's because the new technologies is going to be the essence for this Earth, for this planet Earth. Like solar is one. Elon Musk talks about Tesla, which is an electric, and he actually owns Tesla, if you don't know. And the other day I was actually reading, I was actually looking at, watching one of the videos he did on the future of the traffic. I mean, if you live in New York or I mean, in New York City or LA, you know, traffic is like a fucking waste of your fucking time. You know, it's like a fucking waste of your time, man. If you want to, you know, because you don't want to be stuck in fucking traffic. Why do you have to be stuck in traffic? But then, you know, you take the subway, it's the fucking same. Well, the subway in New York is fucking disintegrating and it's fucking, you know, nobody cares about the fucking subway in New York. But I guess the point I'm trying to make is that Elon Musk has this idea of boring these tunnels. I don't know, 100 feet down, 100 feet down in Earth, and not coming up with subway lanes, because subway lanes take a lot of fucking, you know, width, like maybe 100 feet of width. But he wants to actually come up with these small tunnels, like maybe 12 feet, 13 feet, 14 feet, you know, 100 feet down, where the cars can actually just be like lowered down, and then the cars can just fucking drive with 130 miles per hour. And his idea is that you can actually drive from where the fuck it is, from what is it called? I think he said Woodward, whatever the fuck it is, to LAX, which is the LAX airport, the LA airport in 6 minutes. That's fucking amazing, man. So he's not a guy who fucks around, you know. So Elon Musk is not a guy who fucks around. So he has this idea of building these tunnels down in the fucking ground for the cars to actually not be on the ground, because right now LA is a fuck up, which I can imagine. What, you think that New York City is a fuck up? LA is more of a fuck up. You know why? Because people smoke weed. You know, you are a weed smoker, and then you are like, oh, it's okay, you know, it's okay, I'll get home at some point in fucking time. Because you feel like you are fucking, whatever the fuck it is. I mean, I don't want to stereotype people who smoke weed, but I mean, I think that's my joke about a lot of traffic problems in LA. And that's exactly why, to be honest with you, I don't start early because I want to avoid the fucking early morning traffic, and I don't leave early because I want to avoid that fucking goddamn traffic in New York City. So if you leave after 7 o'clock from work, you're fine. And if you start after 10 o'clock, you're fine too. And that's it. I mean, you know, that's how you start your fucking day, man. What else? What else? I mean, I wanted to talk about the movies. I don't know. I mean, I watched The Mummy, I think the other day. That was a fucking great movie. And Tom Cruise is a great actor, you know, and he brings a lot of money. And I'm not sure, because Tom Cruise doesn't make movies like Mummy, because that's more like a cup of tea for Harrison Ford. You know, who goes into the fucking cave, he cleans up the fucking bullshit, and then he's like, oh, what is this? And they took what? And then, you know, he tries to understand the fucking language of Egyptians, or the fuck Mayans, or the fuck it is. Or Northern Europeans, for that matter. And a lot of people said that actually, and I think I said this in my rehearsal, that people think that there were some stars which were aligned with all these monuments. No, they were not. They were not. They were not aligned with any monuments. No star was aligned with any monument. because that's just hoax. Don't believe in the fucking hoax. Okay. I'm the guy who is of the opinion that if I don't have a first-hand experience, first-hand personal experience, I'm not going to believe in anything. No, no. Uh, so yeah, uh, many people have a lot of things to say about, for example, crop circles. I don't know if you guys know what crop circle are. These are the circles and all these like patterns started happening in Northern Europe, Northern England back in the 70s, and they became famous. And then people thought that they were aliens who actually were making these crop circles, or there was a force that was actually part of the fucking crop circles. And I'm like, I don't know. I had to look into that. But then it turns out that no, they are really not aliens. I don't think they are aliens. I don't believe they are aliens. Because if the aliens were to communicate to us, I don't think they would communicate to us through crop circles. I don't believe so. If there was another being from another planet, and if they would want to talk to us, I don't think that they would want to land a ship in the lawn of the White House, but I think at the same time, I don't think they would want to talk to us through crop circles, which are kind of fucking creepy. You know, fucking creepy. So if I'm a farmer in Northern England, and last night was fine, or my crop was fine, the next morning, there's fucking shit happening, and I feel it's fucking creepy, man. Creepy in a sense that whatever the fuck, like some artistic guys, they had this skill, they did it under the influence of whatever the fuck they were taking. That's what I would think about crop circles. What else? I mean, I want to conclude this my first podcast, and I hope you guys enjoyed it, because I talked a lot about a lot of things that I hope you all relate to, and send me your feedback. I mean, send me your feedback, because I want to hear from you. I want to hear from you what you have to say. Whether you are asking a question or just to give me a feedback on the podcast. Although I don't want to take a lot of feedback, because this is my podcast, so you can't fucking tell me to do what the fuck I want to do. So I want to make that clear. But send me whatever the fuck you want to send me. And I'll try to answer. I'm a fucking busy guy. It's true, I'm a fucking busy guy. I have a lot of work going on, and I own a business, and work is picking up. So, but I did want to do this podcast because I have a lot of things to talk about, for good more than for bad. And the reason I'm saying that is because there's a lot of bullshit that goes on in the world, including a lot of bad things happening to people who are just the victims, and and if you were a messiah, what would you think? What would you fucking think? Like, okay, so these children are being massacred, or where the fuck it is. What would you do? I think this is what I want to say. I think the Western world, the Europe has a lot of responsibility. Europe, America has a lot of responsibility. Because they're the ones who fucked up the whole fucking world, to be honest with you. They did. They fucking did. I mean, think about any country in the whole fucking world. Like Middle East was fucked up by England, North Africa by France, Haiti by France, a lot of other countries, South Asia and all those countries by England. I mean, like, this is their reformation. To tell to the fucking world, hey, listen, I'm sorry. We colonized you, and but we couldn't do anything to make you better. Like, look at Haiti. Haiti's in such a fucking bullshit condition. Look at all these African countries, which were colonized first by the Middle Easterns, the Arabs, and then the white man comes after, and so I think the bottom line is that I don't know what the bottom line is. Do I give a shit about what the fucking bottom line is? To be honest with you, I don't give a shit. I mean, what can I do? I can't do fucking anything. No, I can't fucking do anything. No. So that's it. That's fucking it. And I said, what can I do? What I can do is be happy in my own fucking life. Build my own fucking business. Care my family, who has been very generous to me, my family, and who has been very kind to me, and my friends. And that's it. I don't give a fucking shit. I don't fucking give a fucking shit about anything else. And I have said this, and that's what I'm going to close this podcast by saying that. And I think you people shouldn't either. It doesn't affect you. Trust me, it doesn't fucking affect your life. You're in New York City. Do your fucking thing. Whatever you have to do your fucking thing. You're making money. Make fucking money. Okay? Don't be rude to other people. And be nice. Be nice. Be nice and kind. Be nice and kind, just like you are a fucking god from another planet. Just act like you are an alien who crash landed his ship, and all his work is to just find his ship. And I think that's the bottom line, and that's what we all should act like and work like. Like, I'm an alien, and my ship crash landed on this planet. So I'm trying to find out where my ship is, and that's my bottom line. And if I can land to this planet through my ship, means I'm superior. Superior, not in a sense that I am a rich. I'm a rich, thick, or what's that word? Rich, thick guy, rich, thick guy from where the fuck it is. No, it's not like that. But I'm superior because I can not relate to this planet. That's it. I said it. So I don't relate to this planet, which means I'm an alien, which means I'm looking for my ship. And that's how you live your life on this planet, because you don't know you don't know how things work here. And so you have to learn how to live here until you find your ship. And some of the things here are very primitive, very primitive. So I feel like I landed on a primitive planet, crash landed. That's what I wanted to say. Crash fucking landed on a primitive planet. So it is what it is, you know. So I have to live my life here, which I have, and I'm going to, and I'm gonna find my ship, and I'm gonna go back to where I come from. Which is, I'm not going to disclose where I come from because that's a planet in another star system. Yeah, with that, I think I should close out the podcast. I'm glad you guys are watching me, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I discussed a lot of things, and which I really want to do every Sunday, actually. Like I said, I want to do it every Sunday, but because tomorrow my girlfriend is coming over, so I had to do this on a Saturday night. Alright? So that's it. That's it. Enjoy your fucking Saturday night, and I'll see you guys. Actually, you'll see me. You guys will see me next Sunday. Alright?